Hello everyone, I'm Scruffy at Scruffy Tales, and this is the War Zone. And in this video, we will be taking a look at a Russian video that is a bit disturbing, as it actually provides indisputable, irrefutable proof and evidence that the Swedish-made CV90 is practically useless in combat. And as we all know, Russia managed to capture a CV90 during the summer, and they just hammered it with a couple of RPGs, and it came to a full stop, and they apparently killed the commander, and the Ukrainians barely made it out alive. They couldn't take the onslaught of Russian firepower aimed at them, handheld firepower. It was a Russian soldier with a very simple RPG made in the 60s that defeated this supposedly top of the line best IFV in the world. And the Russians have now offered even more proof that, the CV90 can't handle a modern battlefield. And so I won't be showing images and videos from the video itself. I will provide a link to the video. It's in Russian, so you're gonna have to put on auto translate to understand what's being said. But the guy in the video, he visits the captured CV90 in Moscow and actually climbs into it, and we can see firsthand the tremendous damage dealt to the vehicle within it after it has been hit by these Russian weapons. And it's not a pretty sight. Now, he doesn't really climb into the vehicle until 8 minutes and 45 seconds, something like that. But up until that, he mentions a lot of facts and data concerning the CV90, the Swedish version of the CV90. And then at around 8:45, he climbs into the vehicle and shows us, the effect the Russian RPGs have had on the soldiers inside the vehicle. And he begins with climbing into the gunner's position. And the gunner obviously took the famous hit straight to the front. The RPG basically hit the gunner straight in the face. He took the RPG to the face, and this Russian guy, he climbs into the CV90 that was hit and sits down in the chair right where this RPG round struck the turret and punched straight through the armor. And as you can see on the images on the video, it's quite incredible. It really is incredible because there's not a single thing damaged inside of the vehicle. Take a look. He's in the gunner's position right where this damage took place. Now, if the RPG round had penetrated the armor, it would have ripped the gunner's head clean off. But there's no damage inside the vehicle. Nothing's broken. Nothing's hanging loose, dangling around. There's no scorch marks. Nothing's been affected at all. At the gunner's position, the position that took a direct hit to the gunner's face, the RPG round did not penetrate the armor whatsoever. This is Russian propaganda. Like, yeah, we took out this vehicle. Take a look at the tremendous damage that never actually took place inside the vehicle. I mean, flawless propaganda, Russia. Well done indeed. You're really keeping up the narrative, aren't you? And I mean, then he sits in the back in the dismount troop compartment that we in Sweden call bollhavet. Anyway, And he's filming all over the place. There's like nothing's broken. He even films towards the turret, and you can clearly see that nothing is broken in this vehicle. The seats they haven't been touched by any spalling or flames or anything. There's nothing. There's nothing there. And then he moves on to sit down in the commander's position, where this damage has taken place. The hit you see here is right beneath the turret, slightly towards the rear. So this is clearly striking straight into, or straight towards rather, the commander's position within the turret. And he sits down in the commander's position, and he's been filming from multiple angles the commander's position. And again, nothing there indicates that the vehicle has been struck by anything. Everything is in pristine condition, untouched, unaffected, unbroken. Everything is working. It's, that there's zero evidence that this vehicle has taken any internal damage whatsoever. I mean, it's just hilarious that Russia comes up with this grand narrative that this top of the line modern best IFV in the world was destroyed by a single RPG invented in the 60s. And then they followed that up with this video with this guy climbing around the CV90, providing evidence that nothing happened to the vehicle. That all that the Russians managed to do was basically scratch the paint on it. That is about what they managed to do. So what really happened? Well, the vehicle took point in an assault, and yes, it was hit multiple times. And I think what happened was that, taking these hits, the crew panicked and abandoned the vehicle. Not because the vehicle didn't work, not because it was destroyed or taken out of action. I think they panicked, taking all these hits and abandoned the vehicle. And I'm not going to blame them. I mean, I would probably shit my pants and scream like a girl and run the other way if I was taking too many hits from anti-tank weapons. So no, I'm not going to judge them. But the main point is, the vehicle was not destroyed. It was left on the battlefield in complete working condition, and the Russians managed to secure it. Had the crew been more experienced, maybe, or maybe even a bit more cool-headed, they would have just turned the vehicle around and driven back to their own lines. So the fact that Russia managed to capture this vehicle was, it's luck. Pure luck, because the vehicle survived everything the Russians threw at it. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? And it's so funny that that it is a Russian source, an official, basically Russian source, because this guy is obviously sponsored and approved by the Kremlin in Moscow, right? He's a propaganda piece. And so basically an official Russian channel has provided undisputed evidence that the CV90 can any day of the week soak damage dealt by RPGs. And I mean, whoever in Russia that is responsible for putting up propaganda online, that guy needs to be fired, because that they allowed this video to be put up online to basically undermine everything that Russia's tried to tell us about how the CV90 was captured. Uh, it's such a blunder. They done goofed big time. And so yeah, hilarious basically. And now we know that a Swedish CV90 Charlie version is more than capable of taking hits from RPGs and surviving. So no wonder that Ukraine wants to build 1,000 of these vehicles, because they kick ass, unlike anything down in Ukraine at the moment. They can take a hit, and they more than likely is very capable of dealing hits. So yeah, cats running around my legs. Well, that's it. Yeah, Russia fucked up basically and provided us with everything we need to know. The Swedish CV90, well, you need a tank to deal with it because it can survive everything else. Thank you for watching. I hope you stayed with me to the end, and hopefully I didn't scare you too much. And if you happen to